The moment you commit to winning, the universe aligns to make it happen. There comes a point when you have to stop hoping and start deciding, a real decision. A decision that says, no matter what happens, I am going to win. Not because someone else believes in you, not because someone gave you a lucky break, but because you refuse to accept anything less. Most people never make that decision. They wait, they hesitate, they keep one foot in and one foot out, scared to commit fully, and that's why they stay stuck. That's why year after year, they're still talking about what they want, instead of showing what they've done. But you're not here to be like most people. You're here because deep down, you know you are meant for something greater. You feel it. You know you're capable of more, and you're right. But here's the truth. Nothing changes until you decide. Nothing improves until you commit. Nothing happens until you take full control of your own life. If you don't bet on yourself, who will? If you don't push yourself, who will? If you don't demand more from yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. It's on you. And that's not bad news. That's the best news you'll ever hear, because it means you have the power to make it happen. So today, right now, you have a choice. You can keep making excuses, keep waiting for the perfect moment, keep telling yourself you're not ready, or you can take control. You can decide that no matter what it takes, you will make it. That's the difference between those who win and those who watch from the sidelines. This video is for the ones who are ready to stop waiting and start winning. The ones who are tired of holding back. The ones who know they're capable of more and are ready to prove it. Because once you decide, once you commit, once you refuse to give up, there is nothing that can stop you. Now let's get started. Number 1, think bigger, act bolder. I am going to tell you something today that will change the way you see your life. It will change the way you wake up in the morning. It will change the way you go after your goals. If you're tired of living small, if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you know deep inside that you are meant for something bigger, then listen carefully, because this is for you. Most people never win because they never decide to. They don't lose because they aren't smart enough, or because they don't have the right opportunities. They lose because they don't think big enough. They don't act bold enough. They settle for what is easy. They accept what life gives them, instead of demanding more. And because of that, they stay exactly where they are, year after year. But that will not be your story. If you want to win, you have to think bigger. You have to see beyond where you are today. You have to raise your expectations. You have to stop seeing yourself as someone who just gets by and start seeing yourself as someone who is meant to do great things. Because the truth is, life will only give you what you believe you deserve. If you believe you are meant for an average life, you will get exactly that, an average life. But if you believe you are meant for something bigger, you will start to move differently, think differently, and act differently. Thinking bigger means refusing to accept limits. It means looking at every challenge and saying, I will find a way. It means seeing yourself, not as a follower, but as a leader. It means knowing that success is not for other people, it's for you. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they see themselves. And if you want to win, you must see yourself as a winner. But let me tell you something. Thinking big is not enough. You must act bolder. You must take action that scares you. You must move forward even when you don't feel ready. Most people wait. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel confident. They wait for someone to give them permission. And because of that, they never start. But winners don't wait. Winners move, even when they don't know all the answers. Winners take risks, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's what separates those who win from those who don't. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's bold action. It's waking up every day and deciding, I am going to do something today that moves me closer to my goal. And it's doing that again tomorrow. And the next day, and the next. Fear will try to stop you. It will whisper in your ear, what if you fail? What if people laugh at you? What if you're not good enough? And most people listen to that voice. Most people let fear decide their future. But not you, because fear is just a test. It is there to see if you are serious. And if you push past it, if you refuse to let it control you, you will realize that fear was never real in the first place. There will be people who doubt you. There will be people who tell you to be realistic. They will say, don't aim too high. Don't take too many risks. But here's what you need to understand. Those people are not talking about you. They are talking about themselves. They are telling you their own fears, their own limitations. And you do not have to accept them. You do not have to live by their rules. You are going to win, but only if you refuse to stay small. Only if you decide, right now, that you are done waiting, that you are done settling, that you are done letting fear, doubt, and other people's opinions control your future. The world does not reward people who sit back and hope for the best. It rewards those who stand up, take risks, and make things happen. The world rewards those who are bold enough to demand more from life. So ask yourself, are you thinking big enough? Are you taking bold enough action? Or are you still playing it safe? Because the truth is, nothing great will ever come from staying comfortable. Nothing life-changing will happen if you keep doing what you've always done. If you want a different life, you must take different actions. And it starts today, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Decide that you are going to win. Decide that you are going to think bigger. Decide that you are going to act bolder. Because the moment you make that decision, everything changes. The moment you stop playing small, the world will open up in ways you never imagined. But you have to be the one to make that choice. No one will do it for you. No one will push you if you don't push yourself. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself first. So make that decision now. Raise your standards. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Move forward with confidence. Because once you commit, once you step into your power, nothing will stop you. You are going to win. And nothing, no fear, no doubt, no obstacle can stand in your way. Number 2, master the art of relentless focus. Most people never reach their full potential. Not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they lack focus. They are distracted by everything around them. Social media, meaningless conversations, entertainment, other people's opinions, their own doubts. And because of that, they never fully commit to anything. They start something, but they don't finish. They get excited about an idea, but they move on to the next thing before seeing any real results. They have dreams, but they let distractions pull them away from what truly matters. If you want to win in life, you must master the art of relentless focus. You must train your mind to lock in on your goal and refuse to let go. Because here's the truth. Success is not about doing 1,000 different things. It's about doing a few things with total commitment. It's about knowing what you want and directing all your energy toward it every single day. Distractions are everywhere. And if you don't control your focus will control you. Most people wake up and the first thing they do is check their phones. They scroll through social media. They read messages that don't matter. And before they even get out of bed, their minds are already cluttered with things that have nothing to do with their goals. Then they go through the day reacting to everything: emails, notifications, unnecessary conversations, small problems that take up their energy. And at the end of the day, they wonder why they feel tired but didn't accomplish anything important. That's what happens when you live without focus. That's what happens when you let distractions run your life. But the winners, the ones who truly achieve something great, they don't live like that. They don't let distractions steal their time. They don't waste energy on things that don't move them forward. They decide what matters, and they give it their full attention. They set clear goals, and they go after them with intensity. And that's what you must do. You must take control of your focus. You must decide right now that nothing will pull you away from your goals. When you sit down to work, you must give it everything you have. When you commit to something, you must follow through. When distractions try to pull you in, you must have the discipline to say no. This is not easy. Your mind will fight you. It will try to convince you to check your phone, to take a break, to do something easier. It will tell you that you have time, that you can start later. But that's how people lose. That's how dreams fade away. Not because of one big mistake, but because of 1,000 little distractions that steal your time, your energy, and your focus. You must train your mind like an athlete trains their body. Just like a champion does not let anything come between them and their goal. You must protect your focus at all costs. That means creating an environment that helps you succeed. If your phone is a distraction, turn it off. If people around you keep pulling you away from your work, set boundaries. If you keep getting lost in unimportant tasks, make a list of what truly matters and stick to it. Your ability to focus will determine your future. If you can master it, there is nothing you cannot achieve. But if you allow distractions to control you, you will never reach your full potential. It's that simple. Most people don't succeed because they never fully commit. They are half in, half out. They work hard for a little while, then they stop. They try something new, but when it gets difficult, they look for an easier path. And because of that, they never see real results. But those who master focus, they are different. They are relentless. They don't stop when they are tired. They stop when they are finished. They don't chase every new idea. They stick with what matters. They don't waste time on things that don't serve them. They stay locked in on their vision. And that is why they win. So ask yourself, are you truly focused on your goal, or are you letting distractions pull you away? Are you working with total commitment, or are you only giving half of your energy? Are you moving toward your dreams with relentless focus, or are you allowing yourself to drift? Because the truth is, you cannot afford to be distracted. You cannot afford to waste another year doing things that don't move you forward. You cannot afford to let small, meaningless things steal your future. You have the ability to do something great. You have the potential to change your life. But only if you take control of your focus. Only if you decide right now that nothing will stop you. Because once you master relentless focus, everything changes. Once you stop letting distractions steal your time, you will achieve more in a year than most people do in a lifetime. Once you commit to your vision with everything you have, success is no longer a possibility. It becomes a certainty. So make that decision today. Lock in on your goal. Eliminate every distraction. Give it everything you have, and don't stop until you win. Number 3. Self-image controls destiny. See yourself as a winner. Most people never realize that the way they see themselves is shaping their entire future. They don't understand that their self-image is either pushing them forward or holding them back. They look at their failures, their mistakes, their past, and they let those things define them. They carry self-doubt like a heavy weight, thinking they are not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. And because they believe it, it becomes true. Because that's how the mind works. Whatever you see yourself as, that is exactly what you become. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, you will always struggle. If you see yourself as someone who fails, you will keep failing. If you tell yourself you are not strong, you will never find your strength. It's not because life is against you. It's because you are programming your own mind to lose before you even start. But the moment you change how you see yourself, everything starts to shift. When you start seeing yourself as someone who is capable, who is strong, who is built to win, your actions begin to reflect that belief. And once that happens, success is no longer something you chase. It's something you attract. Everything in your life is controlled by how you see yourself. It determines the choices you make, the risks you take, the effort you give, and even the way others treat you. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you walk into a room knowing that you belong, when you speak with certainty, people notice. They respond to that energy. But if you walk around doubting yourself, unsure of your worth, the world will treat you the same way. Because the world sees you exactly as you see yourself. Most people don't succeed. Not because they don't have talent, not because they don't have opportunity, but because they don't believe they deserve success. They don't believe they are worthy of winning. They look at successful people and think, that's not me. I don't have what they have. And because they believe that, they never even try. They don't take the necessary steps. They don't put in the effort. They don't push past their comfort zones. And they stay stuck. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never gave themselves permission to win. But you can change that. You can reprogram your mind to see yourself as someone who deserves success. And once you do, the way you move through life will never be the same. You will stop second-guessing yourself. You will stop waiting for permission. You will stop playing small. You will start stepping up, taking action, going after what you truly want. Because winners don't wait for approval. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait until they feel ready. They decide they are ready. They decide they are good enough, and they prove it through their actions. So how do you start seeing yourself as a winner? You stop focusing on the past. You stop letting old failures and mistakes define you. You stop holding on to negative thoughts that do nothing but keep you stuck. And you start speaking differently about yourself. You start carrying yourself like someone who is capable, someone who is strong, someone who refuses to be stopped. You start building new habits that reinforce the belief that you are becoming the person you want to be. If you want to win, you have to see yourself as a winner first. You have to wake up every morning and remind yourself that you are capable, that you are built for success, that you have everything you need inside you. You have to tell yourself that you belong in the room, that you deserve the opportunity, that you are ready to rise to the challenge. And most importantly, you have to act like it. You have to show up every day as the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. People wait for success to give them confidence, but that's not how it works. Confidence comes first. It comes from deciding to believe in yourself, even when there's no proof yet. It comes from seeing yourself as a winner before anyone else does. And once you believe it, once you carry yourself that way, the world will start to believe it too. Doors will open, opportunities will come, success will follow, but it all starts with how you see yourself. You must make a decision today. You must decide that from this moment on, you will stop seeing yourself as anything less than capable, that you will no longer let doubt control you, that you will no longer talk yourself out of your own greatness. You must decide that you are ready, that you are worthy, that you are built to win. And once you make that decision, once you fully commit to seeing yourself as a winner, nothing can stop you. Because when your mind is set on winning, your actions will follow. You will work harder. You will push through challenges. You will keep going when others quit. You will find a way no matter what. This is how winners are made. They don't wait for someone else to tell them they are good enough. They don't wait for life to hand them success. They decide deep inside that they are going to win. And they don't stop until they do. So from this moment on, see yourself as a winner. Carry yourself with confidence. Walk with purpose. Speak with conviction. Move through life knowing that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. And most importantly, prove it through your actions. Because once you believe in yourself, the world will have no choice but to believe in you too. Number 4. Adversity builds unstoppable strength. Most people don't want adversity. They want life to be easy, smooth, problem-free. But what they don't realize is that every struggle, every hardship, every moment of difficulty is shaping them into something stronger. Adversity isn't there to break you. It's there to build you. The people who achieve greatness in life are the ones who face challenges head-on and refused to quit. They didn't back down when life got tough. They didn't run when things got uncomfortable. They stood their ground, took the hits, and kept moving forward. And that's why they became unstoppable. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in the struggle. The person who has never faced difficulty, never been tested, never had to fight for something, they don't know their true power. But the one who has been knocked down, the one who has had doors slammed in their face, the one who has been told no over and over again, and still got back up, that person is dangerous. That person has built a level of strength that nothing can shake. That's the kind of strength that makes you unstoppable. Most people think adversity is a sign they should quit. They think if something is hard, it must not be meant for them. But that's not the truth. The truth is, adversity is the test. It's life asking you, how bad do you really want this? It's the universe saying, show me you're serious. And if you back down, if you quit when it gets hard, then you were never really committed in the first place. But if you stand firm, if you push through, if you keep going despite the obstacles, then you prove that you are worthy of the success that's waiting for you on the other side. Nobody wins without facing adversity. Nobody builds anything great without struggle. The athletes who rise to the top didn't get there because it was easy. They got there because they pushed through the pain, the injuries, the exhaustion. The entrepreneurs who build million-dollar businesses didn't just wake up successful. They fought through rejection, failure, doubt, and sleepless nights. The people who turn their dreams into reality do so because they refuse to let adversity stop them. They see struggle not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone. They use it to grow, to improve, to get better. The truth is, adversity is your greatest advantage. It forces you to adapt, to develop new skills, to think differently, to push beyond what you thought was possible. It teaches you discipline, patience, and resilience. It shows you what you are truly capable of. And once you realize that, once you embrace the struggle instead of running from it, you become unstoppable. Because once you've survived the worst, nothing can shake you. The problem is that most people want success without sacrifice. They want results without the struggle. They want to win, but they don't want to go through what it takes to earn that victory. And that's why so many people stay stuck. That's why they never reach their full potential. Because they avoid adversity instead of embracing it. They quit when it gets hard, instead of pushing through. They don't realize that the struggle they are avoiding is the very thing that would make them stronger. Think about the times in your life when you grew the most. It wasn't when things were easy. It wasn't when everything was going your way. It was in the hard times. It was when you were forced to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had. It was when you had to fight for what you wanted. Those moments shaped you. Those moments made you who you are. And those moments are what will continue to build you into the person you need to be to win in life. Adversity is not the enemy. It's the training ground. It's where you develop the mindset, the discipline, the toughness that separates you from the rest. If you can learn to face it, to endure it, to use it as fuel, instead of letting it break you, then there is nothing that can stop you. Because most people quit. Most people give up when things get hard. And that's why most people never succeed. But you are not most people. You are built for more. You are built to overcome. You are built to win. So the next time you face adversity, don't run from it. Don't see it as a sign to quit. See it as proof that you are on the right path. See it as an opportunity to grow, to strengthen yourself, to prove that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Because every challenge you overcome is another level of power added to you. Every hardship you push through is another layer of strength that nobody can take away. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who went through hell and refused to break. They are the ones who kept going when everything was against them. They are the ones who turned pain into power, struggle into strength, adversity into fuel. And you can do the same. But it starts with a decision to stop complaining, to stop wishing things were easier, to stop looking for shortcuts, a decision to embrace the struggle, to lean into the adversity, to use every challenge as an opportunity to get better, a decision to refuse to quit, no matter what. Once you make that decision, nothing can stop you. Once you decide that adversity is your advantage, that struggle is your strength, that nothing will break you, then you become truly unstoppable. Because once you've faced the worst and survived, there is nothing left to fear. Once you've proven to yourself that you can overcome anything, there is nothing left that can hold you back. Adversity builds unstoppable strength, and that strength is what will take you to the top. That strength is what will set you apart. That strength is what will make you a winner. And once you have it, once you've earned it through blood, sweat, and sacrifice, there is nothing in this world that can take it away from you. Number 5. Embrace discomfort. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. Most people want success. They want to change their lives. They want to achieve their biggest goals, but they don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to grow, but they don't want to go through the pain of growth. They want to be strong, but they don't want to go through the struggle that makes them strong. And that's why most people never reach their full potential. Because real growth, real transformation, real success, it only happens outside of your comfort zone. The truth is, nothing meaningful happens inside the comfort zone. It's familiar, it's easy, it's safe, but nothing changes there. You don't improve, you don't evolve, you don't push past your limits when everything is comfortable. It's when you step into the unknown, when you challenge yourself, when you willingly put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable. That's when you grow. That's when you become stronger. That's when you develop the skills, the mindset, the toughness that will take you to the next level. Think about it. Every major accomplishment in your life came from a moment when you stepped out of what was familiar. The first time you tried something new. The first time you took a risk. The first time you did something that scared you. Those moments weren't comfortable, but they changed you. They made you better. They pushed you to become more than you were before. But here's the problem. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They avoid failure. They avoid hard work. They avoid situations that challenge them because it feels safer to stay where they are. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why they never reach their goals. That's why they never experience the life they truly want, because they refuse to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Look at the people who are winning in life, the ones who are achieving great things, the ones who are living at their highest potential. They're not the ones who avoided discomfort. They're the ones who embraced it, the ones who ran toward it, the ones who made a habit of pushing themselves beyond their limits every single day. That's the difference between success and failure. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's the willingness to do the hard things, the things that make you uncomfortable, the things that stretch you, that challenge you, that force you to become better. The gym is uncomfortable, but that's where you build strength. Waking up early to work on your goals is uncomfortable, but that's where you build discipline. Facing rejection, putting yourself out there, doing things you're afraid of, that's uncomfortable, but that's where the breakthroughs happen. That's where you grow. If you want to change your life, you have to get used to discomfort. You have to start seeing it as a good thing. You have to train your mind to understand that when you feel uncomfortable, it means you're growing. It means you're pushing yourself. It means you're stepping into a new level of yourself. The problem is, most people are waiting to feel ready. They're waiting for the fear to go away. They're waiting for the perfect moment. And that's why they never start. That's why they never take action. Because the truth is, you're never going to feel ready. There's never going to be a perfect moment. The fear isn't going to disappear. You just have to do it anyway. You just have to step into the discomfort and trust that you will figure it out. Every time you do something uncomfortable, you become stronger. Every time you push yourself beyond what you thought you could do, you build confidence. Every time you prove to yourself that you can handle more than you believed, you grow. That's how you change. That's how you transform your life. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself you're not ready. Stop avoiding the things that scare you. The only way to get better, to grow, to become the person you want to be, is to face the discomfort head on, to make it a habit, to embrace it, instead of running from it. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They do the things that most people won't. They do the hard things, the things that make them uncomfortable, the things that stretch them beyond their limits. That's why they win. That's why they achieve what others only dream about. Because they made a habit of living outside their comfort zone. And you can do the same. It's a choice, a decision. You can stay where you are, comfortable, safe, never taking risks, never challenging yourself. Or you can step up. You can decide that you will no longer let fear control you. You can decide that you are willing to go through discomfort if it means becoming stronger, smarter, better. Because that's the price of success. That's the price of growth. You have to be willing to do what most people won't. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, to struggle, to fail, to face rejection, to put yourself in situations that challenge you. That's the only way you get better. That's the only way you win. And once you make that shift, once you start embracing discomfort, instead of avoiding it, everything changes. You start growing at a level you never thought possible. You start achieving things you never believed you could. You start becoming the kind of person who does the impossible. So from this moment forward, decide that you will no longer run from discomfort. Decide that you will seek it out, that you will push yourself beyond your limits every single day, that you will do the hard things, the scary things, the things that stretch you, because that's where real growth happens. That's where your future is waiting. That's where your greatest potential lies. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the key to everything you want in life. The question is, are you willing to embrace it? Are you willing to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to become more than you are today? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. If you are, then your success is inevitable. If you are, then you are on the path to greatness, and nothing can stand in your way. Number 6, develop an unbreakable work ethic. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants a better life. Everybody wants more money, more freedom, more opportunities. But here's the truth. Most people are not willing to do what it takes. They want the reward, but they don't want the work. They want the success, but they don't want to sacrifice for it. They want to achieve great things, but they're not willing to develop the one thing that separates the winners from everyone else. An unbreakable work ethic. Because talent isn't enough. Intelligence isn't enough. Even passion isn't enough. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to show up every single day and give it everything you've got, you will never reach the level of success you're capable of. Work ethic is the foundation of everything. It's what turns dreams into reality. It's what separates those who make it from those who don't. It's what allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things. Look around. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by accident. They weren't handed success. They didn't wait for luck. They built it. They earned it. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They worked harder than everyone else. They pushed themselves beyond their limits. They stayed disciplined when everyone else got lazy. That's the difference. That's the secret. Not talent, not luck, but relentless, unshakable, unstoppable work ethic. And the good news is, work ethic is a choice. It's not something you're born with. It's not something that only a few lucky people have. It's a decision you make every single day. A decision to be the hardest worker in the room. A decision to push yourself beyond what's comfortable. A decision to show up, to grind, to keep going even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. The people who win in life are not the ones who work hard when they feel motivated. They're the ones who work hard no matter what. They're the ones who have built a mindset so strong, so disciplined, so unbreakable, that quitting is never an option. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't complain about how hard it is. They just get to work. And that's the mindset you need to develop. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, if you want to achieve your biggest goals, if you want to be someone who doesn't just talk about success but actually achieves it, you need to make a commitment to being the hardest worker, period. No shortcuts, no easy way out, no waiting for inspiration. Just work, every single day. Most people fail because they quit when it gets hard. They quit when they don't see immediate results. They quit when things don't go their way. But the people who win, the people who dominate, the people who rise to the top, they keep going. They show up, even when they don't feel like it. They put in the hours when no one is clapping for them. They stay disciplined when everyone else is taking the easy way out. That's what separates them. That's why they succeed. The truth is, work ethic is the ultimate equalizer. You may not be the smartest. You may not be the most talented. You may not have all the advantages that other people have. But if you have an unbreakable work ethic, nothing can stop you. No obstacle, no failure, no setback, nothing. Because when you're willing to outwork everyone else, when you're willing to go all in, when you're willing to do whatever it takes, you become unstoppable. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved massive success, the ones who have built incredible careers, businesses, and legacies. They didn't get there by being average. They didn't get there by making excuses. They didn't get there by working hard for a few weeks and then giving up. They got there by being relentless, by being consistent, by having a work ethic so strong that nothing, no failure, no rejection, no obstacle could break them. And that's what you need to develop. That's what will change your life. Not motivation, not luck, but pure disciplined, relentless effort. The kind of effort that makes people wonder how you keep going. The kind of effort that makes success inevitable. The kind of effort that separates you from the rest. So ask yourself, are you really working as hard as you can? Are you really pushing yourself? Are you really giving it everything you've got? Or are you just going through the motions? Are you making excuses? Are you waiting for things to get easier? Because the truth is, it will never get easier. You just have to get stronger. You just have to become more disciplined. You just have to make the decision that no matter what, you will not stop. You will not quit. You will not take the easy way out. Because in the end, that's what it takes. If you want to achieve something great, if you want to live the life you dream about, if you want to become the kind of person who does what others can't, you need to develop an unbreakable work ethic. You need to commit to the process, to the grind, to the discipline that success requires. No excuses, no shortcuts, just work, every single day, until success is no longer a possibility. It's a guarantee. Number 7, personal responsibility. The ultimate power move. There comes a moment in life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you want. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is responsible for your success, your happiness, or your future, except you. And the day you accept that fully, completely, is the day everything changes. Because personal responsibility is the ultimate power move. It puts you in control. It means you don't have to wait for the right circumstances, the right people, or the right timing. You take charge. You take action. You make things happen. Most people will never reach their full potential because they spend their lives blaming something or someone else for why they're not where they want to be. They blame the economy. They blame their upbringing. They blame their boss. They blame their past. And as long as they keep pointing fingers, they remain powerless. Because every time you make an excuse, you give away your power. Every time you blame something outside of yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are not in control. And if you are not in control, how can you ever change your life? But when you take full responsibility, when you say no matter what has happened, no matter what obstacles are in my way, I am responsible for what happens next. That is when you take back your power. That is when you step into a new level of strength, a new level of control, a new level of success. Because now, instead of waiting for things to change, you start changing them. Instead of complaining about what's unfair, you start working with what you have. Instead of waiting for an opportunity, you create one. Think about it. Every successful person you admire got to where they are because they refused to be a victim. They refused to let their circumstances define them. They refused to let their past hold them back. They took responsibility. They decided that their future was up to them and no one else. And that decision changed everything. Because life is not fair. Some people are born into wealth. Some people have connections. Some people get lucky breaks. But none of that matters. What matters is what you do with what you have. What matters is whether you take full responsibility for your actions, your choices, your habits, your discipline, your results. That is the only thing within your control. And here's the truth. Taking responsibility is hard. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to look in the mirror and admit that you are the reason you are not where you want to be. It forces you to acknowledge that your daily habits, your decisions, your mindset, these are the things shaping your future. And if you don't like where you are, then you have to change. Not the world, not your friends, you. Most people. Most people avoid this because it's easier to blame external factors than it is to take ownership. It's easier to say, I can't succeed because of my past, than it is to say, I am responsible for my future. It's easier to say, I'm not making progress because of my circumstances, than it is to say, I need to work harder, think smarter, and be more disciplined. But if you want real success, if you want real growth, if you want real change, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You have to stop making excuses. You have to take control. Because the moment you do, everything shifts. You stop waiting and start acting. You stop hoping and start doing. You stop wishing and start executing. And that is the difference between the people who dream and the people who achieve. That is the difference between the people who stay stuck and the people who rise. So ask yourself, are you taking full responsibility for your life? Are you owning your results? Are you holding yourself accountable for your actions? Or are you still blaming, still waiting, still making excuses? Because in the end, you either have results or you have excuses. You either have progress or you have reasons why you're not making any. And the people who win, the people who succeed, the people who create incredible lives, they are the ones who refuse to make excuses. They are the ones who wake up every day and say, no matter what, I am in control. And that belief alone makes them unstoppable. Number 8, work in silence. Let success make the noise. There's a reason the most successful people don't announce every step they take. They don't waste time explaining themselves to others. They don't look for validation or approval. They don't try to impress people with words. They understand a simple truth. Success doesn't come from talking about it. It comes from doing the work. It comes from relentless effort, from the long hours, from the discipline to keep going when no one is watching. The people who truly make it, the ones who rise above, They master the art of working in silence. And when the results show up, they don't need to say a word. Their success speaks for itself. Most people don't understand this. They waste energy trying to prove something before they've even achieved it. They announce their plans. They tell everyone about their goals. They post about how hard they're working. They seek approval before they've put in the effort. But here's what they don't realize. Talking about your goals doesn't get you any closer to them. It doesn't build discipline. It doesn't create results. If anything, it weakens your drive. Because every time you talk about what you're going to do, you get a small sense of accomplishment, as if just saying it out loud is enough. And that feeling can trick you into thinking you've done something, when in reality you haven't even started. The truth is, success is built in silence. The strongest people don't spend their time explaining themselves. They don't need to, because while others are talking, they're working. While others are looking for approval, they're making progress. While others are waiting for the perfect moment, they're already ahead. They understand that results are the only proof that matters. There's a certain power in keeping things to yourself. When you stop announcing your plans, you eliminate pressure. You're no longer distracted by opinions, by expectations, by the weight of proving yourself. You can focus completely on what needs to be done. And when you work in silence, you also gain something even more valuable: momentum. Every small win builds confidence. Every bit of progress strengthens your belief. You develop a rhythm, a focus, an energy that keeps you moving forward. And that kind of momentum is unstoppable. But most people never experience this. They don't have the patience to work without immediate recognition. They want validation right now. They want people to believe in them before they've done anything. And when they don't get it, they feel discouraged. They start to doubt themselves. They slow down. They lose focus. That's why so many people give up. Because they've built their motivation on the opinions of others, instead of the strength of their own discipline. The ones who win, they don't need an audience. They don't need approval. They don't care who's watching. They work because they have a vision. They push themselves because they know what they're capable of. They don't get distracted by praise. And they don't get discouraged by doubt. They keep their heads down. They keep moving forward. And when the results come, they don't need to explain a thing. Because by then, the results say everything. And that's what confuses people. They see success and assume it happened overnight. They don't see the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the failures. They don't see the discipline it took to keep going when nothing was working. And because they don't see the work, they call it luck. They call it talent. They make excuses instead of understanding the truth. Success is the result of relentless, focused effort. So if you want to win, stop talking about it. Stop looking for approval. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Get to work. Stay focused. Be disciplined. Let people doubt you. Let them overlook you. Let them assume you won't make it. Then prove them wrong. Not with words, not with announcements, but with results. Show them what happens when you commit fully to your vision. Show them what happens when you refuse to quit. Show them what happens when you work in silence. And let your success make the noise. Number 9. Develop the courage to stand alone. Most people are afraid to stand alone. They fear the silence. They fear the judgment. They fear the feeling of not being accepted. But let me tell you something. Every great success, every major breakthrough, every person who has ever risen above the ordinary had to face moments of standing alone. Because when you decide to break away from the crowd, when you refuse to follow the same patterns as everyone else, when you set your sights on something bigger, there will be times when no one understands you. There will be moments when you feel isolated. And in those moments, your courage will be tested. The truth is, most people seek comfort in numbers. They follow the crowd because it feels safe. They do what everyone else is doing because they don't want to stand out. But the problem with following the crowd is that it never leads to greatness. It never leads to personal transformation. It never leads to anything extraordinary. If you want to achieve something remarkable, you have to be willing to walk a different path. And sometimes that path will be a lonely one. But here's what most people don't realize. Standing alone is not a weakness. It's a strength. It takes courage to go against the grain. It takes confidence to believe in yourself when no one else does. It takes resilience to keep going when others doubt you. And if you can develop that kind of courage, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Think about every successful person you admire. Do you think they had an army of people supporting them from day one? Do you think they had the approval of everyone around them? No. Most of them started alone. Most of them had to believe in themselves when no one else did. They had to tune out the noise, ignore the criticism, and trust their own instincts. And that's exactly what you need to do. Because here's the reality. If you're waiting for people to approve of your dreams before you chase them, you'll be waiting forever. If you need validation before you take action, you'll never move forward. If you're afraid of standing alone, you'll never break free from the ordinary. Most people never reach their full potential because they're too afraid of what others will think. They hold themselves back because they don't want to be judged. They lower their ambitions because they don't want to feel isolated. But let me ask you this. What's worse, standing alone for a while as you build the life you want, or staying stuck in the same place forever, just to fit in? You have to decide what matters more to you. The comfort of being accepted by the crowd, or the freedom that comes with following your own path. Because you can't have both. If you choose comfort, you'll never grow. You'll never push yourself beyond what's familiar. You'll never experience the kind of success that comes from taking risks. But if you choose courage, if you choose to stand alone when necessary, if you choose to believe in yourself even when no one else does, you'll open the door to endless possibilities. And don't misunderstand. This isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's not about rejecting people or thinking you're better than everyone else. It's about understanding that sometimes to get where you need to go, you have to walk alone for a while. It's about recognizing that not everyone will see your vision, and that's okay. It's about developing the inner strength to keep moving forward, no matter who's with you or who's against you. Because here's what happens when you develop the courage to stand alone. You become unstoppable. You stop relying on external validation. You stop being controlled by other people's opinions. You stop needing permission to go after what you want. And that kind of freedom is priceless. The world respects results, not intentions. People may doubt you in the beginning, but when they see what you've accomplished, when they see the success you've built, when they see that you never needed their approval to win, they'll look at you differently. And some of those same people who doubted you will now admire you. Some of them will wish they had the same courage you had. So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for approval. Stop being afraid to stand alone. The path to greatness is not crowded. The path to success is not filled with people cheering you on every step of the way. It's a lonely road at times, but it's also the most rewarding one. Because when you reach the top, you'll know you got there not because of luck, not because of handouts, not because of the crowd, but because you had the courage to stand on your own, to trust yourself, and to never give up. Develop that kind of courage, and nothing in this world can stop you. Number 10, bet on yourself. Because no one else will. Most people go through life waiting for someone to believe in them, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for permission to chase their dreams. But the harsh truth is this. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to bet on you unless you bet on yourself first. If you're waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, that you're capable, that you're meant for more, you'll be waiting forever. If you're waiting for the world to recognize your potential before you act, you'll waste your best years stuck in the same place. Because the world does not reward those who sit and wait. It rewards those who step up, those who take risks, those who decide that no matter what, they will bet on themselves. Most people never reach their full potential because they don't trust themselves enough to try. They doubt their abilities. They talk themselves out of taking action. They let fear control them, and so they settle. They settle for average jobs, average incomes, average lives, because they never had the courage to bet on their own greatness. But here's what you need to understand. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't take yourself seriously, why would the world take you seriously? If you don't invest in your own success, why would anyone else? Everything changes the moment you decide that you are worth the risk. The moment you stop waiting for approval. The moment you stop asking for permission. The moment you stop hesitating and finally take action. Betting on yourself means you trust your ability to figure things out. It means you believe that even if you fail, Even if things don't go as planned, you will find a way forward. It means you refuse to let fear stop you from going after what you want. Most people look at successful individuals and think they had it easy, that someone opened doors for them, that they were lucky. But in reality, most of them started just like you, with nothing but a dream, a vision, and a willingness to bet on themselves. They didn't wait for someone to believe in them. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They took action despite the uncertainty. They pushed forward despite the doubts. And that's why they succeeded. Look at your life right now. Are you where you want to be? If not, ask yourself, have you truly bet on yourself? Have you taken risks for your dreams? Have you sacrificed comfort for growth? Have you gone all in on becoming the best version of yourself? Or have you been holding back, playing it safe, waiting for someone else to give you the green light? Because the truth is, no one is coming. No one is going to build your dream life for you. No one is going to hand you success. It's on you. You have to make the decision. You have to take the leap. You have to put in the work. And yes, it will be scary. Yes, there will be moments of doubt. Yes, you might fail. But what's the alternative? Living a life of regret, wondering what could have been, letting your dreams die because you were too afraid to bet on yourself. If you truly want to change your life, you have to stop thinking like everyone else. You have to stop waiting for certainty. You have to stop seeking validation. You have to take a chance on yourself, even when no one else does, especially when no one else does. And here's the best part. When you start betting on yourself, when you start showing up every day, when you start doing the work, something amazing happens. People start to notice. Opportunities start to appear. The world starts to respect you. But it all begins with you. You have to go first. You have to prove to yourself and to the world that you are serious, that you are committed, that you are willing to do whatever it takes. Think about it. What would your life look like 6 months from now, a year from now, if you went all in on yourself? If you stopped doubting, stopped hesitating, and just did what you know you need to do? If you fully committed to your goals, your vision, your success? Imagine the progress you could make. Imagine the skills you could develop. Imagine the opportunities you could create. But none of that will happen if you keep playing small. Betting on yourself means you take responsibility for your own success. It means you stop making excuses. It means you stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or other people. It means you own your decisions, your actions, your future. And when you do that, you become unstoppable. Because the person who bets on themselves is the person who wins in the end. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop looking for permission. The time to believe in yourself is now. The time to take action is now. The time to bet on yourself is now. Because if you don't, who will? Winning isn't about luck. It's about choice. It's about deciding every single day that you are going to keep pushing forward, no matter what. Most people stop when it gets hard. Most people quit when they don't see quick results. But that's exactly why most people never win. The ones who make it, the ones who succeed, they don't stop. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for someone to tell them it's possible. They make it possible by showing up, by doing the work, by refusing to give up. If there's one thing you take from this, let it be this: you have everything it takes to win. You just have to believe it. You have to bet on yourself when no one else will. You have to put in the effort, even when no one is watching. You have to trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. It won't be easy. There will be days when you doubt yourself. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But that's when you push harder. That's when you remind yourself why you started. That's when you look in the mirror and say, I am going to win. Because if you keep going, if you refuse to quit, one day you'll wake up and realize you made it. You turned your dreams into reality. And when that day comes, you'll look back and be grateful that you never gave up. So don't stop now. Keep moving. Keep growing. Keep believing. Your time is coming, but only if you decide, right now, that nothing will stop you. Now go out there and win.